It's time to move on to the roll cage. Finished up the horizontal brace. Yeah, we'll try 78. We got more work to do on the BMW. We're gonna get rid of the factory wheel today. We were working on the side hoops for the cage yesterday. It's getting towards its final fitment, and I want to make sure everything's where I want it. So I want to get a different wheel in the car because I think it's gonna be further back than factory. I don't know. We're gonna find out. NRG Innovation. Ooh, that's a bright light. But I bet you guys can see better. Kind of right in your frame. We're gonna build our hoop from here to there, and I want to put a 10-degree bend in each side or so, or 20-degree bend or something. I want to put a bend in each side just so it's I want it up as high as I can get it. I just don't want to go straight. Actually, let's go look at a straight across tube. See, if we go straight across, it's gonna be down kind of low. I mean, I guess that's really all right. I want to bend it. We're gonna need a center mark. So I'm gonna try and get the tube all the way up in here. Trying to do my best to hide the roll cage so it doesn't, no, I was gonna say so it doesn't look like a race car flying down the road, but it's gonna. Never put the C-clip back in the handbrake. I'm gonna have to find that. I just noticed. $36.5. We need our center mark. We're gonna bend this tube from the center. Yeah, it should be nice to have some extra hands sometimes. So, our first bend at 13.5 on a 36.5-inch long tube. All right, let's get bending. Alrighty, here we go. We got our tube cleaned up. We got it cut. We got to get our center mark on it because we're starting from the center out. Our first bend is going to be 13.5 inches away from our center mark. So, actually, I don't know if this tube's long enough. I don't know if it has enough length for the shoe to actually bend it. Let's find out. So, well, luckily, I'll show you what happened. Luckily, I only cut like 1 inch off this. You can see right here the tube isn't long enough to catch the shoe, so there's nothing for us to hold on to bend it. So I'll have to bend this out of a different pipe. Tube, why do I always switch back and forth? It's tube! We're bending tube! Ah, jeez. Tube. I'm gonna find a different piece of tube. Well, luckily that wasn't a wasted tube. We wasted 1 inch. Definitely don't have inches to waste. So I keep trying to load it in the bender wrong. That's why you put your arrows on which side of the line you want to bend on. So I think I'm just gonna put 10 degrees in each side and fit it. I'm just gonna call it good. I mean, I could run it straight across and it'd be out of my way, but this will tuck it up in there real nice. Oh yeah, 10 degrees is gonna be plenty. I wouldn't go much more than that actually. We gotta get her dialed in. I don't know how this thing always ends up sitting on 0. It's crazy. Both directions. So with this only being a 10-degree bend, it doesn't move the degrees very far with how much input you give it twisting it. You're gonna have to take your time to dial in the lesser bends. And then we're just gonna trust our gauge and bend it. Stuff has about 3 to 4 degrees of spring back, depending on how far you bend it. It's gonna look good. She's gonna look good. Gaining a little confidence with my bender. Our whole piece only needs to be 36.5 inches long. Is that what I said? This is the tube out of the bender. You can see we got our notes on it. 10 degrees, 27 degrees total because the 17-degree initial start of my bender. It makes nice bends. Our center mark, more notes, what side of the line we want our bend to be on. So, now we just gotta measure out from the center to make it our 36.5 inches wide that we need it. And we need to cope it, fish mouth it, notch it, whatever, and get it fitted up in the car. I don't know if you guys have realized, but it's turning out pretty good. Okay, we got our windshield bar, horizontal windshield bar or something, whatever. whatever it's called. The thing we're fabbing. The what's it. We got our center mark on the tube, and we need to make this thing 36 1/4 overall. So we're gonna go out to 18 1/8 and mark the end of the tube. Same on this side. And that'll be the low point of our notch. The close measurement, not the long measurement, the close. So let's notch it. Notchy. All right, we're all loaded. I got some tube lube today. Hold on, I can actually protect this now. I'll be right back. This stuff, the Lennox. There we go. The Lennox tube lube. My buddy CJ turned me on to this stuff. It's like, it's just like a white, this stuff. It's just like white wax. It's cutting compound. Works really good for aluminum. Even your sanding discs, the flap wheels and stuff. Put some of this on there, it makes them last so much longer. Feel like, yeah, like central welding and stuff like that though. Anyway, whew, I got all excited. Yeah, see, just cut right into it with the SAR. Smear some on there. I guess we should line up our mark. Huh. This is gonna be hard to do because that 10-degree bend has it right in the chuck in the bad spot. I'm gonna hold it. No, I'm not. I'm gonna have to move this front leg of the notcher up. I mean, I guess it's worth it. I gotta do 2 of them. I've come this far. No reason to throw it away now. Another reason why it would be good to know how to freehand knot. Loosen the back one too. And I'll have to set it all back up to do straight tubes. The JD squared, they got one called the Beast. It looks pretty nice, but still freehand notching would be easier, cheaper, faster. Woo! This Wilton vise like comes with like the bash hammer or whatever. The hammer works good. The tube lube smells good too. And you can weld over it. I gotta move my mark to the other side. Okie dokie. Is this like a push pop? Oh yeah. Oh, look at it. Oh, okay. If your chips are all blue, you're going too fast. Slow her down. No, I hope it works. That'd be nice. Clean it up a little bit. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Could you stand over here a second? I try not to keep your magnet all with your metal shaving. Sucks. All right. Let's fit her up. Yeah, I'll move you. I need another tripod. This is getting... Check it out, guys. It turned out pretty good. We'll jump in the car. It's tight in here. These BMWs are tiny. Yeah. Can you see? I can't. Got a little bit of a gap and everything. Well, I'll clean that up with the angle grinder and flap disc. That's just because with the hole saw, using the hole saw, again, this is why it would be nice to be able to freehand notch. I got this windshield bar placed right in the bend. And the bend, the wall is actually, it's not a mandrel bend. So it crushes the pipe. Oh my God, tube! It crushes the tube! Holy cow! So, oh, never mind. So it's right where it's crushed. So it's oval shaped. So we gotta hog out the deep part of the notch just a little bit more. So the tubes meet up a little better. The frickin' tubes, man, the tubes. Woo! I'm gonna take a break. Hit the subscribe button, would ya? Subscribe. I wanna get to the door bars. Those are gonna be fun. Oh, and it's still beautiful with the wheel. This thing's cool. I still gotta do anti-wheel intrusion bars too. Those are gonna be difficult. They go down there. I need a bar going from there to there and from down there to there. Those are gonna be a little tricky, mainly just to weld to the leg. It's gonna be tricky to weld to the leg of the side hoop because it's just gonna be tight in there. It's gonna be hard to get the back side of it back in there. But that's why I'm MIG welding it, just so I can do it comfortably. I'm not a great welder. Gonna do it anyway. Maybe I'll be better by the end. I've already gotten better at notching. I've already gotten better at bending. So yeah, let's keep going. After my break, I'm taking a break. I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy my roll cage. Subscribe. Welcome back to the shop, everyone. Thanks for coming by. We're gonna move on. We're still working on the cage. We got the side hoops done, but now what we need to do is get rocker boxes built for the car so we have something to weld the cage to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark the height of the rocker boxes in the car, and we're gonna transfer those marks over to our side hoops and the main hoop, and then we're gonna uninstall everything. We're gonna finish weld the main hoop. We're gonna build the rocker boxes. We're gonna tack the rocker boxes in the car. Well, nope, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna put the main hoop back in the car after it's welded. Then we're gonna put the side hoops back in the car and weld the side hoops to the main hoop, and the windshield bar across the side hoop, we're gonna weld it to the side hoop. Then we're gonna place it up on the rocker boxes and weld rocker boxes to car, weld cage to rocker box, and then why does the camera dim like that? There, why does it do that? But anyway, and then we're gonna build our rear braces, and then we're gonna build our door bars. I really wanna build the door bars. I got an idea. So, rocker box. This is gonna be our rocker box material. This is just some 095 thick mild steel. This is gonna be all our gusset, all our rocker box material, whatever else we need it for. All our mounting plate. Yeah, let's get into it. We got some work to do. We'll see how far I get. Here's what we're gonna do next. We are going to measure up 4 inches, mark it right on the car. That's gonna be the height of our rocker box. Now we need to transfer that mark over to the tube, which I'm gonna do with a level, but we need to do that to all four legs of the cage where they meet the chassis. There's gonna be 4-inch tall rocker boxes under each of these legs. So when we take these out, they need to have a mark on them for the top of that mark so we can cut off our leftover material. So I'm gonna get those all laid out and we're gonna pull the cage out of the car. Well, everyone, here we go. I got the welder set up where I want. I think it's doing pretty good. Notched some tube and just, where'd it go? Somewhere. I just notched some tube and welded on it. Got the machine kind of where I wanted, I guess. I don't know. Now or never. Let's get it out of the car, weld it together. So our first step's gonna be to shorten the leg. And I'm just gonna do that up on the workbench with the good old angle grinder instead of trying to hold it in the chop saw by myself. Yeah. I'll show you a trick to getting a nice straight cut with the angle grinder. Watch. You're just gonna take a piece of blue tape. Just take your blue tape. We're leaving our marks in this case. Get your tape pretty square because it'll follow whatever line you put it on. And then you'll just follow that with your angle grinder. Done. So my favorite way to use an angle grinder, the 4.5-inch angle grinder specifically, is I like to start out with the 6-inch wheel because they're the same price. It's an abrasive, it's a consumable. Getting more for the same price. Who wouldn't want a couple extra free inches? I need my... So if you're gonna try the 6-inch wheel, I definitely recommend wearing gloves. I don't always wear gloves. You tend to nick your knuckles because they're right there. You hear that goosh? But yeah, and these are still only 0.45 thick. So when you first start it, they kind of, and when you first start cutting, but they just work. They work good. I need to clamp it down. Vibrating too much. All my clamps are in my truck. Oh man, cutting a lot of work off right there. That's scary. Good news is you could just change the height of your rocker box if you cut off too much. Since I got it out, we'll go ahead and cut off the ends of the side hoops too. And again, we're gonna save our line. When you do that with tape, you have to hold your tape 90 degrees to the tube because it'll go whatever direction it's not. If you're a couple degrees off, it won't wrap a straight line. What'd I do with the other piece? I was gonna see if they're all still the same height. These are the front two. I was only off by about a 1/16, it looks like. These ones, I was off further. These are the front hoops. This must be the driver's side because that side of the floor is all smashed up a little bit. And the whole reason why I left these tubes long is so I could mock up the side hoops and everything at height in the car. And then cut them off and put it on the rocker box and adjust rocker box as per necessary for human error. All right, I guess now I have to weld it all together. which makes me nervous. I don't want to ruin all my work. I got the main hoop ready to go. I'm gonna prep these areas a little bit more with some Scotch-Brite and acetone, make sure there's no oil or anything on them. Before I do that though, I'm just gonna take a little break, try and slow myself down some. I get in a hurry sometimes, and it's not that I'm cutting corners or nothing. I just try and do it as fast as possible so I can use the thing. But I'm trying to figure out how to slow that down. So I'm just gonna prep this and get it ready to weld. There's no reason to take any shortcuts now. Especially if you're gonna TIG weld this. You should make sure these are really, man, I don't have the skills to TIG weld this. This is gonna be a really good test of my MIG welding skill. Definitely help improve them. So, yeah, let's start on the back side of the cage, on the bottom. Tack, tack. I'm gonna make sure there's at least 2 tacks on everything before I start. You don't wanna get this thing all warped. Might need to bring some more light over here. Yeah, we need more light. Much better. Make small changes. Just like adjusting a Holley carburetor, you just don't want to go jumping 10 fucking jet sizes in your primaries and 12 in your secondaries. Oh, why it still runs like shit? So, well, I could probably tell you. Welding, I'm not very good at. Holley carburetor, yeah. Stressful. Yeah, I'll just do halfway around on both of them and flip it over and do the other side, I guess. I don't know why I can never see my weld. A little more proud than I wanted it. Don't be discouraged. Do better on the next. Got all the welds wire wheeled off. She turned out okay. Could definitely use some improvement on my welding, but so let's take a look. And I thought I should TIG weld it. Not too horrible. No matter what, it's still better than paying somebody else to do it. I'd rather pay to own the tools. So yeah, maybe we can build some rocker boxes. Yeah, we need rocker boxes just to put that back in. We got our material out for our rocker boxes. We gotta make them. So, in our rules, back to the rules, your mounting plate, there's a thickness. It can't be more than So one of them is gussets, such as dimpled eye plates are allowed along A pillar, B pillar, roof structure. Gussets shall be made of steel plate no thicker than 0.125. This is 0.95. Somewhere in here though. All right, here, roll cage mounting plate. Each mounting plate or box shall be at least minimum thickness, 0.08 inch thick. Each mounting plate or box must be fully welded to the structure of the vehicle. Each mounting plate or box shall not be greater than 100 square inches and shall be no greater than 12 inches or less than 2 inches on a side. The mounting plate may be multi-angled but must not exceed these dimensions in a flat plane. So, whenever possible, mounting plate shall extend into a vertical section of the structure, such as a rocker box or door pillar. Any number of tubes may attach to a single plate or to each other. So yeah, let's make the rocker boxes. We need 4. We need them 3 inches wide. 3 inches wide. We need 4 rocker boxes, 3 inches wide. We need them, we're gonna break them. So we're gonna bend an L, and we want them to be 3 inches out from the rocker and 4 inches tall. That's 8 inches overall. So we'll make them 4 pieces, 3 inches wide. We'll make 4 pieces, 3 inches wide, at 8.5 inches long each, right? I don't know. Where's my Sharpie? And in case you're wondering, the Milwaukee ink Zal works pretty good. It works better than Sharpie. Sorry, Sharpie. I'm gonna put my line on this side of the 3 because I'm gonna cut through my line. Gonna take 2 cuts. Two. You don't need to see the other 2. We'll save some battery. Okie dokie. We got all our parts here. This is gonna be our rocker boxes. We're gonna come down here 3 inches. Well, yeah, 3 inches. We're gonna make a mark. We're gonna put that mark in the vise, and we're gonna bend these over 90 degrees. That way we can trim whatever off this backside and whatever off the bottom to meet our 4-inch height that we marked in the car earlier. And we can shave some off what's gonna be the inside of it, the outside of it towards the rocker. It'll be bent. We can shave some of that off if we need to get it in closer. I made them about 1/4 inch big each way. I'm gonna try and mark all of them at once. I wish I had a brake. My buddy Randy's got a brake. He's not at his shop right now. So we'll use the vise. That's our mark. Let's go bend it. There we go, we're at the vise. It's important to get this lined up 90 from your vise jaw, because otherwise it'll be bent one direction or the other. You want it bent straight back. And do I bend away from me? Do I bend to me? Right. The round face. There. Perfect. The round face hammer is probably not the best on it. Well, it's important to line up your mark however you lined up the first one. Because you can see it didn't bend exactly right on the mark. It's right past the mark. I probably should have left that whole mark exposed. It'll be okay though. Actually, let's measure it. Yeah, I gave myself plenty. So we got 3 1/16 that direction. And we're all the way at 5. I got a little carried away. We're all the way at 5.5 there, and we only need 4 inches. So wasted a little material. A little bit. You gotta hit it down close next to the vise. Sorry, I'm yelling. I'm not even doing anything and I'm yelling. You gotta hit it close to the jaws of the vise so it's a nice crisp bend. You hit it way up here, it's just gonna be a bit. We don't want. We want. Don't hit the anvil. That's an inside joke that has to do with this hammer that nobody will get. I love this hammer. It's my favorite. I wish I used it for its real purpose more than what I use it for. Arnon, I don't know how Arnon would feel about what I do with it. That's my hammer, I'll do what I want with it. Okay, they're done. Let's go make some rocker boxes. Put the cage back in the car. What do you say? Here we build some more. So we got our rocker boxes bent. I got the inside of the car cleaned and prepped. The seam sealer out of the fucking way. I hate that stuff. I mostly just burn it out of my way. So we're gonna cut these top flanges down to 2 3/4 so they don't hang out all extra far from the rocker and look stupid. You know, it's really funny. I was thinking when I was sitting there cleaning inside the car, I couldn't believe that I'm actually putting a roll cage in this thing on my own. That bender that I've been using, I have owned for I think 17 years. When I first bought it, the whole reason I bought it is because I wanted to build a roll cage. It took me 17 years to get there. Mostly because I haven't used it that much. I don't tend to keep vehicles that long. And the cost. Even when you own one, the cost of just the sheer material. Oh, come on. And now we'll establish our height and get them put in the car. Car's over there. We're gonna take her down to 5 to start. Each one of these will have to be custom for its height. Well, it really depends on the car, but the bottom of this one's pretty custom. Need a little notchy. I'm gonna fiddle with these parts. You guys don't need to watch this. Look, we're making notches to fit the bottom of the floor, blah, 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 blah. Here, I'll show you when it's done. That's all you give a shit about anyway. You just wanna see if I screwed it up or not. I'll show you when I'm done. Well, we're still working on the rocker boxes, and I thought I'd show you guys this. Kind of made a little mistake. So the whole idea of the rocker boxes is to make the cage easy to weld. But you can see there's no way I'm going to be able to weld back there. So we're just going to make the rocker boxes taller. We're going to make them come up to here. So that way it's at a high enough level that I can get the MIG gun back here to weld it. We'll still be well within our 100 square inches, or yeah, it's 100 square inches. But bend up some new rocker boxes and cut some more off the main hoop and get her back in the car. I really want to get this thing welded up tonight. That'd be nice. Anyway, thought I'd show you how we're gonna fix that. Yeah. Here we go, everybody. It's been a few hours since I started working on the second set of rocker boxes, and if I got all 4 built, but if I was gonna do it again, I'd redo the rears again. But anyway, here they are. They're all finished. This will get boxed in. If I was to do it again, I'd do it a plate right on top of here, and then box in these 2 sides. Would have been easier. Got the front one's done. Side hoops in. Cage is nice and tight to the ceiling. Main hoops all welded. So I'm gonna get these door bars tacked, and I'm gonna get the windshield crossbar in, top of windshield, after I tack these door hoops. And then, after the windshield bar is tacked in, I guess we take the rocker boxes out, drop everything down, finish weld all that, put it back up in place, and weld the rocker boxes in. I might leave it down and paint the ceiling first. I got it really tight to it. It's gonna be tricky to paint. You can't even get your fingers up there. Anyway, I better get after it. It's getting late. Here's the E36 cage off the, it's off the rocker boxes now. These things, this is what it stands up on. Getting ready to finish weld it, and then I'm going to bed. It's late. I really wanted to get it done though. I want to get to the door bars. I was just talking about prepping and painting the roof. How am I supposed to get to the door bars if I gotta do that? Guess we're painting around the cage because I'm getting to the door bars. Yeah, that's just how we're gonna do it. So yeah, this is it. Well guys, I'm done. I gotta leave it down. I wanted to put it up on the rocker boxes and get it back up against the ceiling, and it turned out, it's nice and tight. It turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. Trust me, I'm ecstatic. It's just, it's really late. I'm sure the neighbors love. I have a 3-phase air compressor. It's big. The pump, you guys have heard the pump on the video. It's loud outside. And I'm gonna start my truck in a few hours because I gotta go work on the dump truck in the morning. But anyway, we're up to a 4-point cage. I might paint the roof of the car a different color than everything else, I think, just so I can get it prepped and painted something other than red. I don't like red. There won't be any more red on here when I'm done. So yeah, thank you everybody that watches the video, everybody that subscribes. It means a lot. It makes it worth it. Keep watching, keep subscribing. The channel's gonna get a lot funner when this car's finished, which should be before March. The first open drift at Evergreen, I think, is March 19th. I think what I read somewhere. So yeah, thank you everybody. Have a good week, evening, morning, night, afternoon. Shopper. Yeah, come back to the shop. I'll still be at it. I'll probably sit here and stare at this for a half an hour before I really go to bed and watch some YouTube videos.